In this video, I want to go over a really simple way that you can boost your ad performance and get much better results just by tweaking one very small thing in the ad. I'm going to show how I like to tweak it. I'm going to show also how I like to tweak this thing using AI, and then what it actually leverages and what results you can expect once you start to test this thing more and more. So what we're going to be talking about today is the headline. So we're going to be talking about how can we improve your click-through rate, and headline is a great way to do that. Improving your headline is also a great way to improve your link click-through rate, as well as your unique outbound click-through rate. So anything around click-through rates, your headline is really going to help you out. And here's kind of what people see when they're looking at your ad. And let me show you this one real quick that we are running for my company. So if someone's scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, they're going to see the ad and they're basically going to read it from top to bottom, but most people's eyes are going to go to the creative first, which is why it's so important to make sure you have a creative that first and foremost stops people's scroll, because that's really the main objective. Now, you can also improve your click-through rate with creative, but from there, people's eyes are going to go to one of two spots, to the lead-in of the copy or the headline in most cases. And the headline is a really great spot to really put something that tells people exactly what they're getting, what they should expect when they click, and once again, sell that click, because the objective of the ad is to get that click. But we don't only just want to get any click, we want to get a click of someone that knows what they're clicking on and why they want to click on it, right? We want to give a why. And the headline's a great spot to do that because you could tweak it so much more from the copy. So a lot of the times what I love to do just to keep something constant is make sure that the headline and the lead-in for the copy are very similar. Because that way, when we're actually starting to test initially, we know that what's working or what isn't working. It's not because the headline is better than the lead-in for the copy. It's all about isolating variables when you start. But now in this case of this ad specifically, you can see here that we ran this creative test, started to work. We got one sale at $47 per sale. That's awesome. That's profitable for us. So that's really cool. We want to make this thing do even better. So we can once again pull from here and take a look at what the actual click-through rate is and if it needs improved. So let's just give this just a minute. All right, and here are the stats. So our click-through rate is at 2.3, our link click-through rate is at 1.7, and our cost per link click is at $9.72. Headline is really going to influence a lot of these things. I believe it'll influence more so like the outbound click because it's right next to the button. And I think what a lot of people will do is they'll see that headline and it'll really convince them whether they should click off or not. And it's just a great thing to test across the board. So let's go ahead and actually do that now. So let's take that one creative, which I believe is this one. Let me just make sure. Yep. Let's duplicate it in its original campaign. And this time we're going to call this one a headline test. And I've got the name of the audience here, male, female, age range, USA, and then I'm publishing this one on the 23rd. As far as naming conventions goes, it's totally up to you. Like sometimes I'll have it as complicated as this. Sometimes I will have it super simple. It's really up to you, but just I would pick something and then just stick with it. So that's all good. Daily budget. I'm going to drop this by a little bit because I don't want to be spending that much. And I know this ad works, so I want to put enough budget into it, but I don't want to overshoot it just for a simple test. And sometimes it depends. Like now talking about it out loud, I may be more willing, because this is done so well for me, spend a little bit more on it and get my answer a little bit quicker, as if this headline will actually perform the way that I want it to quicker, right? So that's that. We've got these interests here, and let's go to the ad itself. And I want to put very clear that this is headline 2. So this is a variation. I'll know that when I look at it. So right now you can see that both of these are very similar. Download 50 ad creatives, 50 customizable winning ad creatives. Now there's a couple of really cool ways that you can do this. One is just taking this thing. Let's go inside of ChatGPT, and we can literally say, I have a Facebook ad where I am promoting free ad pack. People can pay $37 to download 50 plug and play ad creatives. This is the headline for the ad. please give me 5 improved versions of this headline. New and improved. Let's see what will happen here. Now, remember, I'm using ChatGPT just because I want to. You don't have to do that. You can just come up with them in your head. You can also just look at some examples of ad creatives that have worked very well in the past, or ad headlines that have worked very well in the past, and just tweak them. Like, I'm not even going to look at ChatGPT yet. You could totally just flip-flop things around a little bit or talk about something that happens later in the copy, right? This creative is also doing pretty well too. So instead of just 50 customizable winning ad creatives, you could just say plug and play ad creatives, right? And that could be a really great test as of in itself to see what happens. But now ChatGPT gave me these: unlock 50 winning ad creatives, supercharge your marketing with 50 customizable ad creatives, revolutionize your ads, dominate your advertising game. I really like 4. And what you could do on top of that, you could say, please make this better. You could flip that in and you click go. And there we go. It kind of tweaked it a little bit. So revolutionize your ads, unleash the power of your ads. Not bad. I like this first one, so we're going to go with that. Let me put that there. Now, this is a really great learning point here for me. A while ago, I always wanted to make my headlines fit in this little box right here, right? And this is actually Facebook feed. Instagram feed is not even there, right? Profile feed, it's not there. Facebook Marketplace is there. Facebook video feeds, I believe it's there. Yep. Instagram Explore, it's not there. So on and so forth. So those tests on Instagram may not even show up. So in that case, you could actually flip-flop it and do one on Facebook, one on Instagram specifically. And here's exactly how I would set that up. So let's just do this one at $27 a day. Let's do 25, 65 per day. And I'm actually going to do Facebook only. And this is something that it took me a while to really figure out, is that when you do a headline test on Instagram, it doesn't really do a ton. So you want to test your headlines a little bit differently on Instagram than you do on Facebook. So for example, let's duplicate that one now. And this is at least how I think about it. Someone else may think about it differently. And if you do, just let me know in the comments section. I'm really curious to know. But all I would do is do something like that. Revolutionize your ads, 50 tailor-made winning creatives at your fingertips, right? And then you could see on Instagram, whoops, let me go change the placement. Instagram. And now the idea behind this is how I think of it is, one, you're going to get drastically different results in most cases on Facebook compared to Instagram. Sometimes you'll get the same, sometimes they'll be different, but it's super important to look and to check that. Like, I know I'll have placements that perform 2 times, 3 times better than another placement, and then I go all in on that placement. Another thing is, if you are testing a headline, make sure you look what it looks like on a Facebook platform, Instagram platform, and so on and so forth, because then you can test it a little bit differently. I was going to put $50 towards that creative test because I was really confident in it. But instead, what I'm doing is I'm just splitting the budget. I'll do 25 on each. It's still going to be a $50 test, but I'm just doing it a little bit more deliberately. And that little bit more of deliberate testing yields in much greater results than a lot of other people get. So it's super important to do that. Now you can see here on Instagram feed, boom, revolutionize your ads, right? Straight there. It's right to the point. It's basically the headline in this case. It's like the first thing they see. Same with here. Same with Instagram Explorer. Instagram Explore Home. Okay, that's understandable. But when they click it, it'll pull it up in their feed like that. Same with Shop. Now here we go for Stories. I think that's where it's most powerful, is in Stories. They'll see it right there. Same with Reels. They'll see it there as well. So I think this is a great test. This is a really great, simple thing to do, is just to be more deliberate with your tests. Check where they're going, because I'm even in fault of doing it a lot of the times as well. Just, hey, let's test this thing. But then we don't look of what it looks like on other platforms. And yes, you're testing a headline, but it doesn't actually shine through. It's been a great way to help myself and my clients get a lot better results on Facebook ads, is simply by being very, very deliberate with the tests that we do. We spend the same amount on the tests. We do the testing the same way. All we do is we just split them up. or organize them a little bit differently so we can yield a better data point back from Instagram or Facebook, so we know how to act on things a little bit better. So that's everything for this video, a little bit shorter, but something that I think is very actionable and easy to produce. And it doesn't need to be just with headlines. It can be with the button, with the creative, with the copy. And I would only make sure you do this after you've proven something and you want to make it work better. Because that's always the thing. It's like, okay, it's working. How can I have it produce 10 times more sales for me? How can I scale it? These are the small things that I've noticed have worked really, really well for us when we go from spending like a couple $100 a day to $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a day. These small things really do make a difference. With that being said, if you want access to this funnel diagnostic cheat sheet, you can get access to it. All you need to do, there's a couple ways to do it. Just check the description below. You can email me, message me on Instagram, and I will send you access to this cheat sheet. There's tons of really cool KPIs in here. The other thing is I just launched a free group in school. It's called the Predictable Profits Pathfinder. The group is all about ads, marketing, business growth, business development, and really growing your business and taking it to the next level. It's 100% free. I will not sell you anything inside of there. It's all about value and just doing more of the stuff that's happening on YouTube in a lot more detail. I'm glad to give you ad reviews, give you topics, feedback, whatever you want. I'm glad to give it to you in here. Just join is all I ask of you. And this is another spot where you can get this funnel diagnostic cheat sheet. So if you just would rather not message me, that's cool. Just click below in the description. You can join this Predictable Profits Pathfinder right now, and you'll get instant access to the funnel diagnostic cheat sheet once you get in. And that's it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know. I'll see you in the next one, and keep optimizing your ads and pay attention to the little things, because that's what'll make the difference.